Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Bad Moons Orbit. I am Dalton Montgomery, your Warhammer aficionado.
And I'm Darian Smart. And I'm pretty sure Warhammer is just a very aggressive ham sandwich.
We are back again today. We are heading into the age of chaos, and appropriately, we're going to be talking about the Chaos Gods today. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the first amongst the Chaos Gods, who predates all others, Khorne, the god of violence. But before we get into that, let's do our gameplay love segment. We remembered. Don't have a solid name for it yet, but I like gameplay love a little bit.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
Yeah. Do you have any, Darian?
No, you should go first.
Okay. I'm actually going to talk about... I have one for next episode, so I'm not going to use that one yet.
Ooh.
But this time, I'm actually going to take a moment where we're talking about the god of violence today. I'm going to date this episode just a little bit. I have been playing the new Elden Ring DLC. I'm going to talk about a video game mechanic. Mm-hmm. For those who aren't aware, Elden Ring is a game by Hidetaka Miyazaki and From Software, the creators of Dark Souls. And so it is in that tradition of Dark Souls, and going back to the DLC, getting to re-experience one of my favorite things the genre has ever done, which is that at any point in Dark Souls-like games, you can just leave a message on the ground. And that, and that message will appear for all other players who are in that area. And whereas, because I'll go back and play like the main through line of Elden Ring sometimes, and I just don't even check messages because I know the game already pretty well. Getting into the DLC and like seeing 2 or 3 messages before the outlet of a hallway or whatever and checking them, and they're like, ooh, be wary of left, and then not getting caught out by an enemy. Like, that is not something that the designer had to put in. They didn't have to put a big signpost that went like, ooh, watch your left-hand side. No. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the developer is trying to put on kids' gloves with you. It feels like the community getting together to overcome a challenge, and that's beautiful. That is such a good design, and I'm always in awe From Software.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a super cool thing.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I thought of a thing.
Nice.
I don't know how to articulate it very well, so I'm gonna be like, the kinds of games where it is super beneficial to have inside jokes with other players.
Ooh.
So, like, Dixit.
Yeah.
Or Mysterium.
Yeah.
The games that rely on, like, one person is gonna give a clue that other people have to understand, but you don't necessarily want, or like in Mysterium, you want everyone to understand their clue, but in Dixit, you don't want everyone to understand, but you do want someone at least to get it.
Yeah.
So, that weird... It's how I once bullied a friend into listening to the Adventure Zone podcast, because everyone else I was playing with had listened to the podcast and we were just making references. And so we were all getting lots of points, and he was not, because he would not be able to guess what the abstract thing we were talking about.
Oh, no.
For the card references, which is not very nice, but...
It's a game.
But then literally by the next day, he was like, yes, I'm almost done with the first arc. I'm like... Yes!
Perfect.
But yeah, that, I don't know, just like beyond just having the inside jokes and references to bully your one friend into joining, just that element of, I know you know.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna get this. Like, I can trust, and then they don't, but someone else does. It's like, okay, friendship with you ended. New best friend. Let me down loose.
I like that as an outside, like, meta element of the game that's nevertheless part of it. And that's really interesting. 100%. Awesome. But yeah, talking about Khorne today. If you have been listening along to our previous episodes, they have been pretty structured. We tend to follow a little bit of a chronology. Yeah. We're going to go a little bit more broad when we talk about the Chaos Gods, I think, because the Chaos Gods, defy structure a little bit. That's what they are. I just called Khorne the oldest of the Chaos Gods. We don't know if that's true. We don't know if time even really means anything to the Chaos Gods.
Who knows? Right? Yeah. Why would they be subjected to something as foolish as time?
Right.
So mundane.
Khorne is often depicted as the oldest of the Chaos Gods because that is the lens through which mortals tend to view him. Right? Violence comes before treachery, comes before stagnation, comes before excess. Violence is an innate thing. Even as simple as like the act of hunting or whatever is an act of violence.
I'll say right at the top, I don't like how Khorne's spelled. And listeners, I know you were waiting for it. Darian's opinion on the way the letters have been combined to make this word. Don't love it. Don't like that H. Don't like that K. Really don't like that either.
He's got a little bit of a weird name. The H is a running joke in a lot of things. You'll get rules for like playing Khorne in the actual tabletop game, where something that could be spelled with a C is spelled with a KH instead.
No, that makes now I appreciate the consistency.
Yeah.
Well, at least I appreciate that.
Yeah. So when we talk about Khorne, I've said it before, Khorne is the god of violence. All of the chaos gods don't fit cleanly into being one single thing. So while violence is Khorne's primary trait, he is also the god of rage. He is possibly best known as being the god of blood, as a counterpart to, or as a complement to being the god of violence, the god of skulls. And all of these things are contained within Khorne and also fragmentary parts of Khorne.
Okay.
Some people worship Khorne only as violence. Some people worship Khorne only as skulls. Some people worship Khorne only as rage. And most of the people who worship Khorne don't know the name Khorne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going to get into... This happens through the Age of Chaos, which is part of why I said we're going to abandon chronology a little bit for this episode. We're going to get back to it. We're going to talk about how Khorne most powerfully entered the realms and started causing stuff. But through the Age of Chaos, when chaos gets a much more solid hold on the realms, part of that is through the direct incursion of chaos and chaos worshippers, people who know Khorne's true name and want to spread him and his influence. But a lot of it is through almost kind of a syncretic process.
Okay.
Where people who would not vibe with Khorne's thing, the violence and the bloodshed, instead have existing beliefs or existing traditions corrupted to be Khorne aligned.
Okay.
This happens a lot on Akshi, Realm of Fire, because Akshi is already a place of high passion. It's already a place of kind of spontaneity. And it's a place that has wide sweeping traditions of ritual combat.
Yeah, okay. And I can see how that can get corrupted.
Yeah. It's just something as simple as all chaos gods have a holy number. Khorne's is 8. It is something as simple as... inside of me comes infinity. Yeah. Even something as simple as, hey, these ritual combats that we hold? What if instead of 10 participants, there were 8 of them?
Rude!
And that subtly...
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that can
so
subtly empower Khorne. Absolutely.
That's wild.
Yes.
But totally. Because it's the concept of the religious belief and practices is in how it is done, and that is what inherently gives it power. So even if someone who gets to make that call doesn't know that it's going to give them power, it's like that thing in Good Omens. That's just the TV show where Crowley the demon reworked how a fucking highway was going to move around London and literally turned it into a hell wheel,
big satanic symbol. Yeah. What's the line he has? 1 million people contributing to something they're not even aware of in tiny ways.
Just tiny misery and just inconvenience.
Yeah.
And it works literally burst into fire during Neil Paca wasn't. And he has to drive through it. I can't. So good.
It's so good. The ultimate thing that chaos does, right, is corrupt.
Yep.
And so the idea that existing beliefs and existing practices can be hijacked by chaos is something we're going to see across all of the chaos gods.
So rude.
Absolutely.
So rude.
Absolutely.
You weren't invited. You didn't even go here.
Brass is Khorne's holy metal.
Okay.
It's
brass knuckles, yeah, of course.
Brass knuckles. It's a kind of complex weapon metal, more durable than bronze, but not as hard to find as iron. And so that's kind of, and it was the earliest weapon making metal in real human history. And so changing the ceremonial garb someone wears for ritual combat to be mostly brass, or having them reforge their weapons in brass. Those are other ways that Khorne can kind of...
you had iron.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is weirdly specific.
Yeah. And then other that can be that subtle shift. There's the, like I said, the outright worship of Khorne, where you just know who he is,
Yeah,
and you
you
know
know
what
you're
his
all in
vibe
on
is,
it.
and you've decided that that is the path that you want to walk. Another thing that we're going to see come up a lot as we talk about the Chaos Gods, the in-universe term for openly accepting and choosing to worship chaos is called walking the path to glory.
Oh, wow. That's some branding right there.
Yeah.
Someone got paid. I hope they got a bonus for Christmas for that marketing.
Oh, I'm sure.
That
I'm
tagline,
sure.
good for them.
And it's exactly what it sounds like. Maybe you are someone who is already esteemed as a combatant, who is known as a warrior, but you crave more. You want to be not just a great warrior, you want to be the best warrior. And so you adopt Khorne as your edge. You walk that path towards glory. Maybe you are the downtrodden and the destitute, where glory for you is just surviving day to day. That is another attribute of it. And so those are kind of the two extremes of chaos worship that we're going to see propagate through the Age of Chaos, is people who are openly walking the path and people who are unknowingly walking the path, basically.
That's so rude. That latter one shouldn't count. Like,
so
I understand why it
Yeah.
does count, but like, you have to rely on people unknowingly worshiping you. You're just not good enough.
Correct.
You're just not good enough. It's like if you have to draft people to fight your war, like maybe you're not doing a good job as a government. Like, I don't know.
And there are people who I would say fall into like the middle field, people who, and these are, when I say most people don't know Khorne's name, that's where I would put probably the majority is definitely in unknowing worship. And not just to Khorne, like I said, to all the Chaos Gods get pretty widespread during the Age of Chaos. But the middle group is also a big chunk who do not know Khorne, do not necessarily really understand his domains, don't know his name, but they worship the Great Brass Bull. And the Great Brass Bull says, train your body in physicality and wear my holy brass and go and conquer in my name. And that is kind of the middle point where you are knowingly doing this stuff, this worship. You just don't know the end. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. No notes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very, like I said, the ultimate thing that chaos is corrupting, and that is both in how it is worshipped and in its end results. Because the thing about the path to glory, and we're going to see this again, I'm going to say this probably 100 times this episode, we're going to see this come up with all the Chaos Gods. Khorne is violence, but Khorne, the god, is not just violence. He is only violence. Does that make sense? No.
Please,
Yeah, I said that weird.
Please elaborate. Expound?
Because he's violence, he's bloody skulls. We talked a little bit, and this is partially my attempt to respond to something I said in the Old World episode that's more complicated. In the Old World episode, I talked about like Khorne is violence, and that can be like sadism and like maliciousness. But it can also be like the knight who rides to defend his home, or the valiant like uprising against oppression.
Yeah.
Those things can begin in Khorne, but that is never the end for Khorne.
Okay.
You can do violence, and violence will empower Khorne. But if you start to walk the path to glory, it will never end with defending your home.
Oh, okay. It'll just become about the violence and not become...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess it's more accurate to say Khorne is it's not that Khorne is only violence. It is that eventually Khorne makes you only violence if you walk the path.
Yeah.
Corruption.
Like in the Iliad, where you can have like Hector, who is engaging in violence to defend his home, and then eventually, this has not happened to Hector, but if he just became like into it and like eager to go out onto the battlefield just to commit violence and not just to defend his home, then you would see like that's the switch.
It's
you forget about the thing you started. What actually, there's a line. You've forgotten what you started fighting for.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Khorne's most we'll call it his second most famous epitaph, or not epitaph, catchphrase.
That is like we just epitaph.
Yeah, catchphrase. Because epitaph is like the Lord of Skulls, Khorne, the Lord. But Khorne's most famous catchphrase is "Blood for the Blood God, Skulls for the Skull Throne." That's the one you've heard, even if you're not a Warhammer fan.
I have heard that.
Yeah,
wild.
It's everywhere. It's catchy. Like
very catchy.
He did it. Yeah, he's got a good catchphrase. The second is Khorne cares not from whence the blood flows. only that it does.
Yeah, doesn't matter to him who's bleeding.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that is, Khorne does not care about your revolution. He does not care about your homeland. He does not care about the people that you do violence on. He only cares that the blood flows. And so that is the risk of Khorne, is that you can, and the risk of all the Chaos Gods, is that you can start the path to glory for good reasons, but you can never end it for them.
So you could hypothetically, like, maybe there is someone whose village is starving because it's a hard winter, and they are the, like, lone hunter.
Yes.
And they start to worship Khorne to get better at hunting so they can bring back more food. And in time, they are no longer caring about whether or not they are killing to bring home meat. They're just killing to wipe out a population.
Yes. Eventually, you would just have a person who shoots the deer and leaves them in the field because they are looking for the next deer.
Yeah, doesn't worry about making sure the population can replenish itself.
Yeah, and eventually deer won't suffice anymore. And they know where a bunch of people are.
Yeah, ooh, yeah, that got even darker than where I was going with it. Yeah, there it is. Look at that.
It gets dark. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to mention it because people are going to yell at us in the comments if I don't, but we aren't to that point yet in the chronology that I want to talk in detail about it. If you've been hearing me talk about someone who starts the path to glory for a good reason, but does not end it on a good reason, and that intrigues you, or maybe you know where I'm going with this, read God Eater's Son. There is a novel called God Eater's Son that is set in Age of Sigmar, and it's really good, and it's about a relatable protagonist's fall to Khorne, and it's extremely good. I am confident calling it the best Warhammer book, and it's certainly the best depiction of a likable character's fall to chaos in Warhammer.
We could potentially do bonus episodes one day where we actually discuss the novel rather than you just telling me about elements, but I also read it and then we talk about
I would love that. God Eater's Son is top of that list, and Gloomspite, which is my other favorite Warhammer novel that I'm not going to say anything more about because it's not the point of this episode.
Not the point of this episode.
But yeah, God Eater's Son 100% depicts that. But we're not going to talk about the protagonist from God Eater's Son today who falls to Khorne. We're going to jump back in the chronology to the beginning of the Age of Chaos, end of the Age of Myth, and we are going to talk about a man named Athos Kull.
Okay, sure, man.
His name has a KH in it. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, I could hear it this time. I did hear it.
Also, it's unclear if his name is Kull or Cool.
I want it to be the latter.
Athos
Cool.
Cool.
Make more sense if it's the former, but I would like it to be the latter.
So, Athos Cool is a warrior from the Cool tribe. Yeah. It's stuck now. Yeah.
I did this.
He is a warrior from the Cool tribe during the Age of Myth. So he lives through... Well, he didn't live through probably Sigmar's initial visit to Akshi because a ton... Right? Yeah, I was going to say a ton of time passes over the course of the Age of Myth. But he's certainly alive in kind of the transitory period between the Age of Myth and the Age of Chaos.
Yep.
He is from, like I said, the Cool tribe on Akshi, which is a pretty kind of traditional Akshian tribe. They've benefited from Sigmar's peace. They have benefited from the technology and the plentiful food and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we are getting close to the Age of Myth where that corruption has started to seep into the world and has started to cause conflict. And the Kull tribe has beef with Batar, which is a neighboring tribe / nation. They've kind of made the jump from this started as a regional tribe to we are going to set up borders, and we are going to get very into trade. We have contacts with Caradron in Shaman. We are going to get very into trade, and we are going to, influenced by the Caradron who invent capitalism, we are going to speed run kind of the crap end of trade practices.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a...
You hate to see it.
Yeah, it's a frustrating position to be in. Athos is not just a member of the Kull tribe, he is what is known as the spear bearer of the Kull tribe, which is a very high-ranking ceremonial position. He is functionally the leader of their military. They don't really have a standing military as we'd understand it. It's just to rally the tribes, go to war situation, and it has gone largely unused since Sigmar's peace spread across the realms.
Oh yeah.
So functionally, Athos is a very well decorated prize fighter at this point. He participates in that ceremonial combat. He is incredibly good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And part of his ceremonial duties is literally like keeping the bridge that leads to Khorne territory from threats.
Mm-hmm.
Relatively cushy in the
Yeah.
Age of Sigmar's piece.
Not a bad gig.
So while he is doing that, a merchant from Batar comes to Khorne territory,
Mm-hmm.
and details are sparse, but the impression we get is that this merchant is trying to strong arm the Khorne tribe into paying functionally taxes for Batar caravans going through Khorne lands.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's not how that should work.
No, it's a very like double-handed, like skeezy,
Mm-hmm.
like we are going to impose a negative thing on you
Mm-hmm.
using kind of this presumption of, oh, like you would be impeding trade if you don't do this, and also we are a large like
We can
nation
bully you.
of Batar at this point. Yeah, we're just going to flex a little bit and extort some aqua garanis, which is the universal currency of the realms at this time. That healing life water.
Yes,
Yeah.
healing life water. I remember that.
Yeah, like I said, people will have their local currencies, but aqua garanis is widespread enough at this point that people are using it as kind of a mainstay currency.
Of course. Why would you use anything
Yeah, I
else
was gonna
if you have
say.
actual healing magic water?
Yeah, can you imagine people on the other end of the microphone if you could just eat $1 and like feel better?
Yeah.
Like imagine that.
That's called just having health insurance.
It's true. You're not wrong. So we don't know a ton about this meeting, but basically this Batari trader is trying to strong arm Athos. Athos isn't having any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually the Batari is like, I'm not dealing with this meathead of a warrior. I'm going to go talk to somebody in charge.
Okay.
And he tries to force his way like into Khorne lands across the bridge.
Don't do that.
And Athos kills him
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
things were already heated.
It wasn't. Yeah.
It was a
Someone really thought
bad
he could overplay his hand.
situation, and it's Athos's literal job is to keep the bridge.
Yeah. Can't just come in.
Yeah. So in the moment, like if there was lawyers looking at that, okay, whatever. There's not lawyers
There's
looking
not
at
lawyers
it.
looking at it.
You killed. This is, I'm sure, intentionally styled after. This is very much like in 300 when they kick the Persian into the big hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
It's-
think the bigger, wealthier, more better armed
Yup.
nation's gonna like that very much.
Absolutely. So in the moment, Athos does what he does, but he immediately is like, okay, this is bad. Like I have killed a merchant from this much bigger, much better armed, like forming nation state,
Mhm.
and I don't trust. I've seen what has been happening to like other tribes around. Batar did not just become a nation without
Yeah.
conflict,
Mhm.
and I don't trust like the enforcement of Sigmar's peace enough to protect us. Like the
Oh,
world
interesting.
is big,
Yeah.
and mostly that peace has existed by everyone just kind of
Just being
playing
chill,
nice,
yeah.
but it's clear that is not happening anymore.
Mm-mm.
So Athos reports what happened and basically immediately
Yeah, you don't get capitalism without
No,
someone,
yeah.
someone somewhere getting the short end of the stick.
Absolutely.
Someone's getting taken advantage of.
We're going to see that as both chaos creeps into the world, but part of the reason chaos was allowed to creep into the world is while Sigmar strived to create a world without those negativities that would encourage chaos to enter because people were downtrodden,
Mm-hmm.
he led to a world that values the status quo
Yeah.
very highly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost that like orcish, like Gorka Morkish thing where the orcs are like, if we let you, you would build walls around yourself until you couldn't move.
Mm-hmm.
And the orcs have been chill with Sigmar. They're part of that piece as like his beast hunters.
Yeah.
That stagnation is part of why chaos gets to seep in. That lets people get so high up that they start like reaching for ambition that leads them to chaos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Athos goes and tells the tribe like, hey, this is the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but
Sorry.
Not really. I am going
Sorry,
to...
but he had it coming.
Yeah, I mean, then this is... I'm cutting a lot out, but like the Batar and the Khorne weren't like friendly before this. They had
Doesn't
had
sound
run-ins
like,
in
yeah.
the past. It
Mhm.
is the Khorne are very suspicious of anyone trying to become this huge hegemonic power,
Yeah.
which, fair enough.
Mhm.
Athos says, hey, I'm going to go to all of our neighboring like small tribes and I'm going to raise like a war party.
Okay.
Because Batar is going to come for us and that's what we need to survive. Yeah. He doesn't say this because headlines aren't a thing that exist, but functionally he says, I can see the headlines where people in their high towers on Azir go, wow, did you hear about the prosperous and mercantile nation of Batar putting down that terrible barbarian uprising in Akshi? And I don't want that to be like the narrative. I don't want that to be our future. So he does.
Yeah.
He sets off across their little corner of Akshi. He is gathering tribesmen. And while he is finding many who come to his cause willingly, or kind of after the pressure of like, hey, if you think Batar's going to stop at us, like they're absolutely not.
Yeah, who's going to defend you when there's no one else?
Yes, absolutely. He gets a lot of warriors to his cause, but it still doesn't feel like enough. He does not think the people he is bringing to him
are going to be able to stand.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No. Fair.
And so, yeah.
I wonder where this is going.
Right. And so, eventually, he starts getting these messages, these whispers in his dreams.
These intrusive thoughts, mayhaps?
Yeah, a little bit. He starts hearing in his dreams this voice telling him, oh no, absolutely.
No.
Telling him that if he really wants to protect his people, he's going to have to do better than this.
So feeding into the thing he already fears. Yeah.
And
you're not telling me anything I don't know, voice.
Yeah. It does eventually say, it tells him to, I think it's called like Skull Mountain, because Khorne is nothing if not unsubtle.
You know what? Listen, you really have to lean in to your brand.
Yes.
You have to brand consistency.
Yes.
Otherwise, how will anyone recognize you on site?
100%. So the voice tells him to go to this mountain. It says, you want power? You can have it, but you got to make the journey.
Okay, yeah.
So Athos entrusts growing the warband to some people he trusts, and he makes the journey alone to this mountain.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. He's still cautious. Like we don't know basically everything we know.
Voice.
Yeah. Basically everything we know about Athos is what I'm recounting to you now. But generally, like Athos has a wife and kid. He is. We don't. Again, they haven't come up yet because that is the only time they're mentioned. Basically, is as a justification for why he's so protective of like wanting to keep stuff safe.
He's got a wife and he's got a family.
Yeah, and he's generally not. And he's generally suspicious of this voice. He doesn't know if it's like a Batari trap, so he sends himself alone. He says the reward is too great, so I have to take the gamble.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to like risk others for it. Generally, a very like I said, the
like an upstanding dude.
Yeah, the image we get of Athos is that he is a generally honorable, upstanding, maybe a bit overly violent, but that is. His job.
His job.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Generally very noble. In a different context, he would be the protagonist of a fantasy novel.
Yeah, his own folk hero.
Yeah, absolutely. So Athos travels to the mountain. He summits it, overcoming the trials there within, none of which are particularly interesting. Just manages to get to the top of this mountain.
This framework is that of a folk hero.
Yes,
though.
absolutely.
Like, just blue collar dude doing his job.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden his way of life is threatened by something he did inadvertently. Like intentionally, but also has far reaching consequences because of the greed and like ambition of another far more powerful entity. So he goes around, rallies his neighbors, but knows it won't be enough. So he's willing to put himself at risk for the chance of being able to protect his way of life and this culture and everything he knows. And if it wasn't a demon of chaos whispering in his ear, this would have worked out for him.
If he got to the top of this mountain and he found a cool sword, this would
Excalibur, right? Mjolnir's waiting for him. Hammer, we gotta keep it on brand. It's cool hammer,
100%. But he doesn't find a cool sword at the summit of this mountain.
Oh god, what does he find?
He finds a priest.
Wait, what? Just a guy? I mean, I obviously know it's not just a guy, but like, how shocked would you be if you get up there and there's like a guy?
He finds, I think seer is probably a more accurate. This is not a person who religiously practices the worship of Khorne.
Uh-huh.
This is someone who Khorne has, like,
Possess.
yeah,
This is like Oracle
taken
and Delphi
over the
style,
mind
you were
of.
being possessed. You were just like a conduit for
Yes.
this other being.
100%.
Okay, yeah.
This seer tells Athos basically what he needs to hear to complete his fall to chaos.
For sure.
He
Path to
says,
glory.
yeah, he said to convince him to put his first foot on the path, because he hasn't yet.
Yeah,
right?
No, he's just
He's cautious. He's
everything
looking
he's been
for
doing
an
is like
out.
pretty above board.
Yeah, absolutely. This seer looks him dead in the soul and says, "This is your fault.
Yeah,
Like,
this is true.
you did the act that brought this upon your people.
Yeah.
There is going to be the blood of hundreds of thousands on your hands because of what you did. And now the only option left to you is whether you are willing to risk your own, like, sense of sanctity and sense of self to fix it."
Interesting. Like, full acknowledging is like, yeah, this is gonna be a thing that you view as immoral.
Yeah.
Are you strong enough
Yep.
to do this thing that you know is wrong, because it is framing here, like, is the only thing to fix the mistake, to do the right thing? Are you brave enough, strong enough, noble enough to bend the rule?
Yep. Through another lens, again, this is just, are you willing to self-sacrifice to do the right thing? But it's chaos. It's not self-sacrifice. It is walking the path.
Yeah.
This seer tells Athos, he tells him Khorne's true name. He says, there is a god who will bless you to do violence, and all you have to give in return is violence. And that is a price that you will never pay back. But, oh Lord, will you pay it? Like, oh Lord, will you people know who you are?
Interesting.
And not seeing other options, Athos accepts the offer. This is not, I would argue, this is not truly where Athos falls to chaos, but this is his first foot on the path.
Yeah.
He says, I'll do it. What do you need from me? And the seer says, blood for the blood god, and bestows upon Athos a new name. This is a common trope for people who walk the path. As they take on a new name, they are rebaptized by chaos, functionally, is the idea. Athos Cull becomes Khorgos Cull. Yeah,
sure.
Of course it's got an H in it. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
Goodness me.
So double alliteration boy Khorgos Cull descends the mountain.
Now he's a comic book villain.
A little bit. I'm gonna take this as a good opportunity to check our visual reference, because we have a picture of both Athos pre-path and Khorgos. The Chaos Gods don't have appearances. They are vast, roiling magic. But Khorne has a way he likes to appear to people, vast and bronze armored.
Yep, I see it. Vast, definitely.
Yes. Khorne is almost always depicted as the largest of the Chaos Gods, because overwhelmingness is a big part of what he is.
Okay, I see him. Your earlier Spartan comparison.
Yeah.
Tracks hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the spear bearer. He's the spear keeper. He's just kind of a guy.
He's just a guy. You could tell me this was Achilles, and I'd be like, yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And then
the next picture,
Whoa! Now you're bringing me a Morton Joe energy.
I was going to say, he's got kind of a skull helmet. He's got the big spikes on his collar. Yes.
Just all
vastness.
of a sudden taking up a lot of space.
He is framed from below, always. He's got a dog there, which hasn't shown up yet, but...
Sure, we could call it a dog.
Yeah.
That's the word you want to use. Dog.
It's
not reptilian hell beast.
Yeah.
Dog.
That's his personal. Those are called flesh hounds, and they are demons. They are.
Are they demons, Dalton?
They
I
are.
never would have guessed that was a demon, Dalton. How could what? He also, he got rid of his spear and is now just wielding a skull axe. So
axes are very Khorne. Most of Khorne's big champions wield axes. It makes beheading easy. For the skulls. Yeah.
Oh, the skulls. You don't want to damage the skulls.
Yeah. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne.
Okay.
So that transformation is not immediate. Like Athos doesn't just Sailor Moon into being Korgos. It's the exact same dance sequence, but everything is blood colored. No. But newly anointed Korgos does. The plan was he would summit this mountain. His people he trusted would gather as much of the rest of the tribes as they could before then. And then they were going to meet at this big cultural event that was being held in order to, as like the last kind of final rallying push.
Yeah.
So the tribes in and around like
Still
the cultures.
Right in Sigmar's backyard.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's way out in Akshi, so it's a different plane, and it's kind of in the reaches of Akshi. So
okay,
a lot of and like I said, Sigmar settled into this role as almost like a steward god, where he's getting real into like the civic engineering of cities on again that stagnation, right?
Yeah,
where he'll spend a whole day figuring out like a good like pipe laying in like a single city on Azir.
Azir is Sigmar's place. Akshi is where we're at.
Yeah. So he's probably just not aware of it while it's happening. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would imagine if he was, he would have gotten involved.
Right.
Showing up with some attorneys to take care of this problem. Got some judges to bust up this monopoly we've got going on.
Absolutely. It's got an intimidating name, but there is a huge cultural event that happens between the Kul tribe and a lot of their neighboring tribes, including the ones they've recruited from, called the Red Feast. Yeah, it's a good name. It's genuinely a feast, but it is also a fighting tournament. It's part of that cultural kind of like martial combat thing that they do, and it is again it's like a cultural event. The tribe that wins goes away with some accolades, and then they get back together to do it next year. Very good. Yeah,
we're gonna show off who's the biggest, baddest, toughest.
I was gonna say
boy with an eye that we got rolling up here.
It's like a Dionysian festival, except there's more.
Some Ares is here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, genuinely, yeah. So it's a martial challenge. It helps foster goodwill between the tribes generally because they can get their like fighting out between each other in a controlled space. But it gets kind of subtly hijacked by Korgos and his people to be a recruitment drive as well.
What did he tell them when he rolls up with a new name?
He arrives to the Red Feast.
Everyone's already
yeah.
Okay.
They were already planning on turning it into kind of like a recruitment drive. He just like shows up, got a haunting air about him now because he's sworn to chaos. Already when Korgos shows up, the fighting has gotten a little bit out of hand. Unbeknownst to him, once he starts walking the path, a genuine Khornate cultist, like an actual priest of Khorne, has like infiltrated the Red Feast and was.
Where did you come from?
He was already here. If stuff with Athel hadn't happened, he was just planning on turning the Red Feast into a real bloodbath. Worship of Khorne. But he is. So
if he got to the top of the mountain and was like, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna not take the deal. I'm gonna try my own way.
Yep. It would have just turned this into an actual fighting tournament and racked up a modicum of a body count and spelt blood for the blood god. Furthered his own path to glory.
Interesting. Does he know is he in on this? Specifically with Korgos is running?
The priest?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't know Korgos is coming, but he gets the picture when Korgos arrives. Yeah. Chaos doesn't work together well, but the meager body count this person would like do in service to Khorne by just fucking with this tournament is nothing in comparison to what he can tell that Khorne or Korgos will do.
Totally.
He just falls in line behind him, rides his coattails. That man's name is Vanx Skullbrand, by the way, because of course it is. Listen, I love it because it's very camp, but every Khorne cultist does have a stupid name. We are just going to have to grapple with that.
Just going to acknowledge and just assume every time we say it, someone points out that's a stupid name.
Yeah. Vanx Skullbrand falls in line. As soon as Korgos shows up, he can tell that he is like bearing the mark of Khorne. And basically what happens is he, through a series of just like goading and putting Korgos into the fight, this like structured, ritualistic, like relatively safe combat instead turns into like a free-for-all. We very quickly become, and it is contained to the actual arena, but it is just let's put 50 warriors in there and have them bash it out. And that veneer of ritual like safe combat collapses almost immediately. There are old tribal grudges that are existing here. There are
Just
grievances.
flare-ups, yeah.
Yep, grievances
Oof.
that people want to get out. And as soon as the first real blood is spilled, it just goes all the way downhill from there.
Damn, yeah, okay.
People fighting each other, people turning on each other. The corrupting influence of Khorne starts to just seep into the arena, and that rage, that desire for violence fills combatants that otherwise might have stepped back and
We've just
said,
been
no, I
shunned,
don't
yeah.
want this. And none are as incredible as Khorgos.
I would hope not. He did just sell his soul.
All of these warriors that they've been collecting to fight this war just descend on this arena. It becomes almost like a miasmic, like, mass hysteria spreads throughout the crowd. Everyone wants to get this opportunity to prove that they are the best, they are the strongest. They want to air this rage that isn't even directed at the people that they're fighting right now, but just that rage at the universe, at the Batar who have put them in this situation. They just want to feel that release of it, and people start dying and dying and
this is
dying.
Not what you want when you're trying to get a war party together to defend yourself against a more powerful enemy.
Right. The fighting goes on for 8 days.
Of course it does.
And in those 8 days, the body count reaches 888 people.
How?
And as Khorgos kills the 888th warrior that has died at the Red Feast, that supreme act of bloodshed, that supreme act of violence is finally too much for the fabric of the realm to take.
Oh, and it tears.
It tears. Soaked in the corrupting influence of Khorne, soaked in blood and piled skulls, the sky splits and disgorges Khornate demons.
Oh, shit.
And if you thought that this was a bad party before...
Yeah, wait till the demons show up.
And in that moment, violence continues to reign. Khorgos breaks off from the act of bloodletting and rallies what warriors remain. Despite so many being killed, others from like the surrounding hillside have flocked to the violence.
Yeah.
That is the
That
corrupting
is like a
influence of
magnet,
Khorne. Yeah, it's that herd mentality of just like being there from the fight. So however many people they had beforehand, even with their losses, they now have 5 times that. People who have just been drawn to the glory offered by this war. And Khorgos discards the Kull tribe. That is no longer their identity. And he anoints them anew as he was anointed as Khorgos Kull, champion of Khorne. He anoints them anew as the Gortide and mass converts them to the worship of Khorne.
Jesus, okay, yeah.
Yep. And just like over the course of like a month, basically, from the start of this to now, a massive Khornate war party is just on Akshi, and it grows because that's what Khornate war parties do.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And it is accompanied by demons. That's where we leave Khorgos for a little bit. He's going to be a recurring villain. All throughout the Chaos Worship does things to a person. He is around for like 600 years as far as we know. But he is going to be a recurring villain throughout the Age of Chaos and on, because he is the highest ranking mortal champion of Khorne in the setting now. Blood for the Blood God.
Blood for the Blood God.
But speaking of those Khorne demons that burst into the realms, let's talk about those a little bit.
Okay, sure. Do I have a visual aid?
Yeah.
Let's see.
We have a couple. We're not going to spend a ton of time on Khorne demons because it's mostly just looking at how cool they are. Yeah. It's mostly just like talking about how cool they are, talking about their quirks a little bit.
This is like a classic, like, this is a Doom demon.
Yeah, absolutely. They have the most, just like, you pictured a demon.
That's a demon.
There he is.
There he is.
Those ones are called bloodletters. They are just, they are the littlest of Khorne's demons, and they do violence well. And that's the
classic.
That's kind of their whole thing. We have bloodletters. We have flesh hounds, who I mentioned previously.
Okay, this looks way more like a hound than that in the other picture.
That's fair. They got kind of like the lower neck frill thing.
Yeah.
They are
look more canine. Yeah.
Yeah, they are Khorne's hunting dogs.
Their paws. They look like hands. They look like gorilla knuckles. I don't like it.
Something that we haven't really talked about yet is that Khorne likes violence. He likes bloodshed, but he doesn't like cheating at either of those things.
Okay. How does he define cheating?
Ranged combat and magic. Khorne despises magic. To Khorne, an act of violence is a thing that you do with your hands.
You have to personally execute it.
You are in the fray. Mm-hmm. You are drawing blood yourself.
Yeah. You are getting covered in the blood that is being
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And you are, most importantly, you are seeing the violence happen. Mm-hmm. You are a part of that experience. You are not just knocking and firing an arrow that you don't know where it lands, and you certainly are not chanting a couple words atop your tower and annihilating like a village or whatever.
This is some bullshit.
Yes. Khorne despises sorcery. He sees it as an affront when sorcery or like ranged combat takes down like good, powerful warriors. And so in both like gameplay rules and in lore, people sworn to Khorne are just resistant to magic. Like even if you are just a normal fleshy human, like a wizard's fireball will just ping off of you. Not all the time. Magic is a powerful force, and Khorne is technically made of magic, as are all demons. But in general, Khorne protects the truly devoted, the berserk and furious against the machinations of sorcery.
So there are perks. There are perks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there are tons of perks to worshiping chaos. They're just not worth the price.
They're just not worth it, yeah.
Khorne worshippers are impossibly strong, like tearing car doors off of cars, a thing that doesn't exist in the setting, but you know what I mean.
I got you.
Yeah. Tearing the doors off of buildings is probably a better, just crazy strong. But again, they're consumed by that need to kill, consumed by that need to harm, to the point where a large enough Khornate warband who doesn't like have someone to fight for too long will just tear itself apart, like burn itself into oblivion, because they'll all turn on each other because they have to spill blood. It becomes a compulsion. Yeah. Talking about fleshhounds. Fleshhounds are Khorne's hunting dogs. You can see that they all have little brass collars. Yeah. Those protect them from magic even more so than normal Khornate demons.
I see. Okay.
And they can smell wizards.
Smell wizards.
So any Khornate warband worth its salt has fleshhounds that will just like manifest alongside it to run down wizards that might attack the band before it gets to do its thing.
Fuck you in particular.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we don't want to kill everyone, but you specifically, you die first.
That is why fleshhounds exist, basically.
Fucking wild. Okay, cool.
We have juggernauts. Juggernauts are a weird one because we basically never see them alone. They seem to exclusively be given to...
This is the guy from Night on Bald Mountain.
What?
This is the guy from Night on Bald Mountain in Fantasia. This is Chernobog.
That is not the picture I thought that was going to be.
Oh.
But that's not a juggernaut. I'll just mention juggernauts real quick. They're used as mounts. That
explains why you were so fucking perplexed when I said
Yeah. Juggernauts are just like picture a bull. And then give it dog features. That's a juggernaut.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not super interesting, but they're neat. They look cool. Khorne's answer to a horse is, "What if it could like trample you to death?"
Yeah. What if it takes up more space and is
yes,
angry?
Exactly. You got it. You got the Khorne thing.
The vast. You got it.
But that, the Chernobog looking dude, that is a bloodthirster.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the greatest of Khorne's demons. They're the Balrog.
Yeah, you go for the Balrog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where a lot of chaos stuff is going to like pull from design sensibilities from way back in Warhammer Fantasy, like the 80s and stuff. Like,
this makes sense.
Bloodthirsters are Balrogs because they're Balrogs.
Because they're Balrogs.
because
it was the 80s.
Yeah, because it was the 80s. Because this little silly little miniatures company wanted a big demon model, and they just copied the Balrog. And now
this tracks.
They have a little bit of their own flavor. Bloodthirsters, as the greatest embodiment of Khorne, embody both the fact that they are immensely violent and they are furious, but the most reward of Khorne's warriors are also tactical. It is not enough to just spill. Like, the greatest bloodshed can be had when you are leading an army well, when you are driving them forward to greater and greater conquests, not just bashing your like idiot barbarians against a wall. And so bloodthirsters are huge and furious, and they can tear castle wall downs with their bare hands, and they are tactical geniuses.
Damn, okay.
Yeah. Terrifying. bloodthirsters will often manifest to lead otherwise leaderless like groups of demons or mortals, and everyone listens to a bloodthirster because otherwise you're going to get stomped to death. Yeah,
there's not much. That's not open for negotiation.
No. The mortal followers of Khorne I'm not going to spend much time on because they're mostly just crazy bloodthirsty maniacs.
Yeah.
At least in general, like the kind of generic, what we would call like generic Khorne, like mortals, are just various flavors of barbarian. You got some that are like holding chains that they spin around, and you got some that have axes, but they're not super interesting on their own. So we do have some more like actual characters of Khorne that I would super want to talk about, because that is where I think Khorne sometimes gets derided as kind of a boring chaos god because he's just mad and he's just violent, and I can see that as a critique, but I do think that provides a really interesting baseline for characters who are associated with Khorne, right? Like we've talked about Korgos. Korgos would be the hero of another story if it wasn't Khorne that he found on that mountain. And that is an interesting place to come from when talking about a villain, and it's telling that we never hear about Korgos' wife and kid again, because that stopped being his priority. They presumably either became part of the Gortide, because diversity when Khorne doesn't care about like the gender of his combatants. Blood for the blood god. So they either became part of the Gortide or they died, and
but it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter because Korgos kills for Khorne now. That is his purpose. But we have some fun. No, that's a lie. We have like two fun Khorne characters. Not to throw shade at Scar Bloodwrath fans, but we have like 3 Khorne characters that are extremely boring because they are just mindless barbarians. I'm just going to talk about them now real quick. Scar Bloodwrath, his gimmick is that he can't die. If Scar Bloodwrath...
I mean, as a gimmick.
If Scar Bloodwrath can die, but if he dies, his soul just like becomes part of Khorne again and then is returned to the realms 8 days later. Which you'd think would be a really interesting like character vignette, like what does that do to a person? But he's just been a mindless rage monster forever.
It's not interesting.
No, he's functionally like an axe that Khorne throws at people, and that's not.
That death god dude's gonna get real fucking pissed when he finds out he's someone's soul.
Oh, he does. Yeah. I mean, Nagash hates the chaos gods a lot because they also take souls from him. All souls belong to Nagash, as we know. Scylla Anfengrim is also a mindless rage monster. The most interesting thing about him is, so the chaos gods are associated with mutation. We see this in Coordinate Warriors a little bit, but it's kind of a magic-y thing, so he doesn't do it as much. But anyone who worships chaos long enough will often develop mutations. That can be horns or claws or hooved feet. That is very common amongst Khorne worshippers, because bulls are part of Khorne's associated imagery. If you take on too many chaos mutations, usually what happens is just the substance of your body can't take it anymore. And so you turn into what is called a chaos spawn, which is just a thing that could not be alive if it wasn't so suffused with chaos. Yep. So just a horrifying mass of flesh and limbs and mouths and eyes and teeth that cannot work. Bad. The most interesting thing about Scylla Anfengrim is is that he's technically a chaos spawn.
Technically, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like one. He doesn't look like one, and he doesn't act like one. And he's also just still a rageless or mindless rage monster, so it doesn't matter.
It could be interesting, but is in fact not.
Yes, correct. So that's our short list of characters that could be interesting but aren't, because they're just mindless rage monsters. But we have others. I'm gonna talk about one of my favorites. This is our like most notable Khorne demon character, which I think is interesting. This is a demon named Scarbrand.
Yeah. I think it's because it's just the one name and not like trying to do a first name surname. That it's less stupid sounding.
Yeah, if his name was Scarbrand Bloodaxe, I wouldn't take him as seriously. But I like Scarbrand.
Like Ganache Scarbrand. Scarbrand. Sleek. It's slick. It's straight to the point.
Scarbrand's great. Scarbrand is one of the oldest bloodthirsters, so he's that highest tier of demon, the kind of like rage monster tactical genius. He served Khorne in the old world. He served him probably before that, because by all accounts, Skarbrand is probably the oldest bloodthirster. We don't know for sure. Time doesn't mean anything.
Time doesn't mean anything. Don't worry about it.
Skarbrand loved performing service to Khorne. He was...
I'm still on the Chernobog being like the demon DJ on Bald Mountain, so like he loves performing sick beats in the club.
I mean, probably. There is a consistent through line in like the abilities of Khornate demons to like roar so loud it hurts stuff. So I could picture Skarbrand just
really dropping the bass.
Yeah. Skarbrand, like I said, would do great services to Khorne, shed blood, collect skulls. Skarbrand is almost certainly the number one. The skulls for the skull throne thing isn't a metaphor. Skulls collected for Khorne literally are added to his seemingly infinite throne of skulls in the realm of...
Throne! Like a chair!
God yes! Oh, no! Did you think it was like thrown like throwing? Oh, no!
And so I was like, blood for the blood god. Yeah. Skull for the skull throne. What? Yeah, I was just in my head, it was like skull for the skull. Yeah, literally just picturing that they get the skulls and then they throw the skulls. I'm like, that's pretty intimidating and violent.
Yeah.
Sure. Now the catchphrase makes more, now it actually like, you know, in my head it wasn't like matching. Like the
for sure. Absolutely,
match.
Yeah. I mean, hey, absolutely. We've just talked about a lot of people who do an ungodly amount of violence with seemingly no intent. I absolutely picture them just grabbing skulls and throwing them completely.
It also makes more sense about why you gotta use the axe. You don't want to damage the skull. You'll damage the structure, integrity of the throne.
You gotta put them on the skull throne. Yeah.
Skull throne. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Skarbrand, by all accounts, is the number one contributor to the Skull Throne. He has been serving Khorne forever, and he's a bloodthirster. He's very good at what he does, as is his wont. Tzeentch.
Okay, yeah, that guy.
Yeah. God of deception, god of trickery, god of change.
God of bad names.
Yep.
I mean, they all are, but...
Yeah. I think Nurgle's got the most straightforward name, which tracks because he's the god of stagnation.
You don't need to mix it up.
Yeah. Tzeentch sees all this great service that Skarbrand is doing. And Changer of Ways, Architect of Fate.
Wait, what?
He gets this little...
He goes on headhunts?
He gets this little whisper in Skarbrand's ear. Not quite like, come and serve me. I don't think that'd be like a positive relationship. They have very different styles. But he puts a little whisper in Skarbrand's ear and he says, why are you giving all these skulls to Khorne? Why are you spilling all this blood in his name?
Oh my god.
What has Khorne ever done for the Skull Throne?
This messy bitch! Oh my god!
That is all Tzeentch.
Tzeentch is my favorite one now.
He's so good.
Like, what? Tzeentch is my favorite one now. I take back everything I said about him and his name. And the way those letters are put together to spell it.
He whispers this treachery into Skarbrand's ear. He says, I don't know why you're like second fiddle to this dude when you're the person putting all the skulls on the throne, my guy.
It should be your throne.
Have you ever even seen Khorne tear a city to the ground? Because I watched you do it on Tuesday. Like, just gets into it, right? Like, just tells it. And Skarbrand...
Khorne drop a sick beat?
Right, right? And Skarbrand starts to go, yeah, actually, like, I know Khorne's big and powerful, but I've never seen him raise a city. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, is he all bark, no bite?
Yeah.
I've never seen him. Yeah.
He just sits on his big throne every day that keeps getting bigger by my efforts. And Tzeentch says, hey, I'm going to let you in on a secret. Right back here at the back of his neck, he's vulnerable there. I know that. I'm his brother. He's vulnerable.
You can trust me. I'm his brother.
Yeah.
I know that I'm his brother.
You could trust me, Tzeentch, the god of lies.
I'm not even really his brother!
Familiar relationship is a weird concept with the Chaos God.
Lifetime.
Yep. And Skarbrand buys it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Fucking wild, man.
he goes and like destroys the city. He brings back a hall of skulls to the skull throne. He reverently lays them at Khorne's feet. And then when he is like going to leave, he instead sneaks up behind the skull throne, and he takes his axes. He has twin axes named Carnage and Slaughter, because of course they are. Just like hauls back his arm, and every source I could find says with a blow that could decapitate a mountain range, hits Khorne right on the back of the neck with both axes, and puts a single scratch in his neck.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's a chaos god. Yeah.
Chaos god.
Why did you listen to Tzeentch, my guy?
Did he know it was Tzeentch?
Yeah.
He knew it was Tzeentch. It wasn't just like it wasn't like the whispering of like a voice. No. It was like he knew like Tzeentch was signing his fucking text messages.
If Khorne's dominant emotion is rage, Tzeentch's is ambition. And maybe Skarbrand did believe he could unseat Khorne.
I'm sure he wouldn't have done it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So he delivers a blow.
That reward whisk is like...
To be fair, Skarbrand is the only person who has ever like knowingly damaged Khorne. He puts like a millimeter thick scar on the back of his neck.
It's like the same little cut I've got on my inner arm from my kitten parkouring off of me to get onto the windowsill. Like, fucking...
And in response, Khorne grabs Skarbrand and he throws him across reality. Just picture like a Looney Tune of a person hitting like several walls in succession, but it is just like mountain range, concept of time, back into the realm of chaos, a tower that shouldn't exist, yesteryear's last hope, like
museum that's covered in sap.
Just throws him across the entire concept of reality, and he flies for 8 straight days, because of course he does. And when he finally comes to a rest on the old world, like this happened.
I threw him back to the old world.
This happened during the time of the old world.
Oh, okay, interesting. I definitely thought it was happening now. Okay, that's important. Okay.
No, Skarbrand's been around for a while, and he's been a traitor for a while.
How are you still around?
Well, he's traitor in the sense that he attempted his betrayal of Khorne, but Skarbrand lands on the world it was. He lands on the mortal realms. Normally how demons work is that if a demon dies, their soul goes back to the realm of chaos. They reform healthy, and then they can come back to the material world. Because Skarbrand's injuries were inflicted by Khorne, he can't heal. He can, if he dies, he'll still reform in the realm of chaos, but he will reform injured.
Whoa!
Yeah. If you want to look at the next, I think it's the next picture in the lineup.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, you look rough.
Yep.
You know what he looks like? He looks like Kaiju number 8.
I don't know that reference.
It's an anime.
Oh,
Kaiju
fun.
number 8. Kaiju dude's got like a scully face and the blue eyes.
Oh, I have seen that. I think I've seen that advertised.
I've been watching it with GJ and Aiden, and I recommend.
Oh,
I enjoy it. It's fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. This dude is in bad shape.
Yep. Just tears like half of his face off, so his skull is just exposed.
His horns is broken off.
Yep. Yeah. The most devastating injury is that his wings are broken.
Yeah, they're just tattered and also kind of facing the wrong direction. That could just be the way they're posing the art, but like, I get it.
Yeah. Skarbrand is the only bloodthirster who can't fly.
Oh,
and he will never be able to fly ever again
so hard.
because Khorne broke his wings. You would think that would be like a further like, oh, now I'm like the rebel bloodthirster. No, Skarbrand
just put him right back in line.
Yes, Skarbrand regresses immediately. He is the exiled bloodthirster.
He can reality. Yeah, like what there's nowhere else you go from that point.
Absolutely
not. Fall back in line.
Absolutely. He cannot visit the Brass Citadel, which is Khorne's part of the realm of chaos.
Shit!
He cannot visit the Brass Citadel. He can never, again, stand before the Throne of Skulls, but he still does service. Skarbrand is convinced that maybe if he just pushes it into 20 billion skulls offered to the throne, that Khorne will take him back. It's tragic if he wasn't a horrifying rage monster.
If he wasn't like a monster who's gonna kill 20 billion people.
Right. But no, Skarbrand, and that's where Skarbrand is still. Like, like survive the end of the world, obviously,
Yeah.
just by being in the realm of chaos.
Yeah.
And even if he had blown up with the old world, he just would have reformed in the realm of chaos.
But
And
him probably don't want to blow up on a planet now.
no, yeah. And now that the mortal realms are here, like Scarbrand is gunning for it. He's ready to start getting back out there, collecting more skulls, trying to re-earn the favor of Khorne.
Won't, but
no,
hun.
absolutely not. But I like Scarbrand. He's a rare,
that's interesting,
characterly complex demon.
Yeah,
100%. We got one more I want to talk about for this episode. Well, we got another that I'm going to mention. I'm going to mention Karanak, just because I think he's fun.
I like that name.
Yeah.
I bet I'll hate the spelling.
It's actually not that bad. Karanak.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Rice Krispie treat. Crunch.
Yeah. If fleshhounds broadly are Khorne's hunting dogs, Karanak is Khorne's personal hunting dog.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got 3 heads.
Pedigree.
Yeah. He's got 3 heads, which is fun. He is the apex of all fleshhounds.
They have 8 heads. Go on.
Right. They listen to him instinctively. All the fleshhounds do. He technically ranks higher than most other like mortal worshippers of Khorne, despite being a dog, which is very funny.
I believe that. Of course, the Chaos God's gonna have I like my dog more than any of you.
Correct. You know that thought experiment of would you take $1 million if there was a snail somewhere on Earth that was following you for the rest of your life, and if it touched you, you died?
No, Dalton.
Oh no.
I don't know that thought experiment.
Oh
would
no.
you take $1 million if there was a snail somewhere in the world that was following you, and if it touched you, you died?
Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't know that, but now I do.
Well, that hurts.
How big is the snail,
That
Dalton?
hurts my comparison. Well, that's the thought experiment, right? Is could you consistently keep away from this? The snail doesn't grow tired. You can't trap it for any meaningful length of time. And if it touches you, you dies, but it is still a snail in every other regard. So it travels at snail pace, but are you going to get too comfortable in one spot for 10 years and oh no, the snail's caught you? That's kind of it's a weird thought experiment.
I'm afraid I don't know enough about snails. Could I just live in my house and I'm constantly just walk, and if I just close the door? I didn't trap the snail. I just can't get into this room for the next 8 hours.
Well, it might be able to come in through the vents or something.
Oh it's trying to get me!
Yes, it's trying to get you, and it's always going. It doesn't have to sleep or anything.
No, thank you.
Anyways, that's
my mental health was already so taut. It would just immediately ravel with the idea that a snail is after me. Not even an It Follows horror monster.
Right.
Just a
normal snail.
From Turbo. A fucking DreamWorks snail.
I was not picturing Turbo the snail, but I will forever now.
And not him being fast, just what he looks like as a DreamWorks designed ass snail.
Coming to murder. I was hoping that was it.
Just with it. Sorry, derailed you entirely, but it just Dalton, you understand.
No, it's good in case our listeners don't know as well. Yeah.
And now you do too. There's a snail that's following you forever, listeners. You didn't even take the money. It just lives inside your brain.
So that's kind of like Karanak, the Khorne's 3-headed dog. Karanak is reserved only for those who personally offend Khorne. So if you are
wizards.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you are a wizard who yesterday just obliterated a legion of Khornate warriors with some powerful spell, maybe Khorne whispers your name in Karanak's ear, and now you get to dodge an extremely fast demonic hound for the rest of your life, which will probably be very short.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Woof. Yeah. Woof indeed. And the last one I want to talk about, she hasn't done much in Age of Sigmar. I'm excited for her to do more because I think she's interesting. But we have Valkyrie the Bloody.
It's the thing I said earlier about Skullburner? That's not his name. Skullburner?
Scarbrand?
Scarbrand.
Yes.
God damn. About being if he had a first name, it'd be goofy. But on her, it looks good.
Yeah. I think it's because it's an epitaph. If she was named Valkyrie Bloody, I don't think that'd be as good. But Valkyrie the Bloody.
You're right. It's the
cool. Yeah. I dig it. And also straightforward. That's Valkyrie. What is she? Bloody. Yeah.
For sure, girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Valkyrie hails from the old world. She is the last picture in our slideshow. Yeah. There's another close-up of Scarbrand.
Oof, his face.
If you scroll, I think you'll hit Scylla and Scar, who we talked about earlier, the boring rage monsters.
Yep. Pretty boring. But this dude's got a tail.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because he's just a fish. He's just a chaos
He's a chaos spawn, yeah, but he doesn't look like one.
Okay.
Karanak, I think. Yeah, and there's Valkyrie.
Yep. Yeah, she looks like a demonic Valkyrie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what she is.
Yeah.
She was alive in the old world. She was a Norscan chieftain in the old world.
She was a what chieftain?
Norscan.
Interesting. And what was her name again?
Valkyrie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Go on.
In the old world, Norscans were the northern people, like, who declined to join Sigmar's empire, basically, and were kind of culturally chaos warriors in the way that we see happen during the Age of Chaos, just in the old world. Like, the Norscans didn't necessarily worship Khorne, but they might worship the Great Hunting Hound who drives them to do similar things. Yes, something. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But she was a Norscan. She was a Norscan, like, tribal chiefess who, during, like, negotiations, basically, another Norscan chieftain did not ask, but basically demanded she be his bride.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
What? How dare!
Right? So she obviously...
disrespect!
So she obviously killed him on the spot.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. And in a supreme, like, act of service to Khorne, decided it was not good enough to merely behead this horrible dude and offer up his skull to Khorne from the comfort of her, like, chieftain's tent.
Yeah.
But instead that she would drag his body north to where the old world had just like an open gate to the realm of chaos to hand deliver this asshole skull to Khorne personally.
Fucking mad. I'm going to deliver your skull personally to the skull throne. Cool.
She doesn't make it. Yeah, Norska is inhospitable at the best of times, and reality starts to break down the closer you get to the portal to the Chaos Realm.
Yeah.
She functionally dies of exposure like a month into her journey. She would have died much earlier than that if she wasn't driven by, like, Khornate rage.
Yeah.
Rather than just having her, die.
What
Khorne.
a waste.
Yeah, what a waste. Khorne is...
You can't say that Khorne doesn't see the potential.
Oh, absolutely. Khorne is so impressed by her devotion and her just, like, rage at this one dude to undertake this insane task that he bestows upon her a privilege that we don't see often for mortals.
I would, yeah.
Yeah. So, the apex of the path to glory, the end of the path to glory, is what is called dark apotheosis.
Okay.
And that is the excruciating, extremely difficult, very likely to go wrong process by which the Chaos Gods handcraft a mortal soul into a demon one.
Like, they turn it into a demon soul, or they put it into a demon soul?
They turn it into a demon soul. Yep.
That's what I figured, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
You know, Skull Throne.
Yes, yes. It is a psychotic level of power. The Chaos Gods are the only people who could do anything close to this, because souls are generally what they are. Yeah. It is very hard to screw with a soul.
Even soul is it's like an atom.
Yeah.
The essence of thing.
Yes. Even Nagash collects souls. He doesn't, like, do stuff to them. But the Chaos Gods, taking an individual mortal soul and having it undergo dark apotheosis, turns it into a demon.
I like dark apotheosis.
It's a good name.
It's a good name. It sounds musical.
Yeah.
You can tell it's creepy, but also very impressive.
Yes.
Dark apotheosis. That is a metal album from 2006.
Right. Valkyrie. So when that happens to a mortal, they always become the same kind of demon, kind of.
Okay. Any mortal this happens to, regardless of what demon did the thing, you can tell they were a mortal once.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. A mortal that has become a demon is referred to as a demon prince or a demon princess. Yeah.
No, we can just demon prince.
Right. And they've kind of dropped the demon princess thing as time has gone on, which I appreciate, because demon prince is fine.
Prince.
Yeah.
Demon prince. Yeah.
Gender isn't really a thing when you're a demon anymore anyways. Yeah. And demon princes are extremely diverse. No two are alike generally, but that is just the term for a mortal that has become a demon.
Yeah.
Valkyrie becomes a demon prince of Khorne.
Fuck yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Listen, I believe in women's rights, and I also believe in women's wrongs.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
She's terrible. We love her.
Yes. Also, it's okay. She's not real, gang.
Yep.
I can be be jazzed. She's not real. Her design is also great, though.
Yeah.
Like, for real? Yeah.
Yeah. Big wings. She's also a spear bearer. Yeah.
Spear.
If axes are Khorne's main thing, spears are his second. They're the oldest human weapon. Mm-hmm. Her shield supposedly appears like the face of the guy she was hauling to the realm of chaos. Yeah.
That's so good.
And in the old world, at least, part of her duties as I have like issue with the implications of the title, but it's a very cool title. Mm-hmm. Valkyrie's official title is the Dread Consort of Khorne. Sexuality is not a thing that the Chaos Gods experience.
Yeah.
But
you wouldn't call, if this had been a dude, he wouldn't have been called the Dread Consort.
Right.
It's a cool. You're right.
It's a cool title, but
it's a really cool
with a weird
title.
implication.
Weird implication.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah. There's definitely a vibe there.
Yeah.
That didn't need to be there in order to get Dread anything.
Yeah.
Is cool.
Right.
Dread Queen would have been fine.
I was gonna say the Dread Queen of Khorne. Yeah.
Yeah. We also, like, it seems like very intent to, like, want to ascribe gender to it, which also I don't think is, like, we talked, like, Demon Princess earlier.
Yeah.
That just sounds dummy.
Yeah.
Like, that just doesn't sound good. It sounds unnecessary when you already are running with Demon Prince. So I don't want to be like, oh, Dread Consort and Dread Queen aren't good because they're inherently trying to add a femininity and a gendered idea to, if this was a dude, would not have gotten that. Would have just been like the Dread Hand, the Dread, like something like that. Simultaneously, though, like, I don't want to imply that it is inherently bad to want to have a figure, like, embody or, like, communicate concepts about their gender or gender identity or elements of, or say that femininity is bad when present.
No, but it's a weird vibe.
But it's a weird, but calling her Dread Consort is a weird vibe.
Yeah.
And I don't care for it.
Yeah. It speaks to a kind of, and again, it was the
Dread
80s.
Hand of Khorne, and that I feel like communicates.
For comparison, her kind of like matched pair with one of the other Chaos Gods, like another. They're not a Demon Prince, but they are like an elevated champion.
Interesting. Okay.
Nurgle has kind of an equivalent named Festus, and his title is the Leech Lord, which is also like a title of nobility with the thing that he's known for.
Oh, the Dread Lord of Khorne.
Right.
Yeah, it's the consort thing. It's the implied
submissiveness.
Submissive. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the implied submissive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is an aspect of chaos, like, for sure. It's just we don't see it with people who aren't Valkyrie, right?
That's the other problem, right? If we saw it with other figures, then but it is specifically because Valkyrie is a woman that we have this odd implication. Yeah.
I think it's part of why the title has gone out of favor in more recent tellings. Like I said, AOS, if AOS is anything, it's partially an opportunity to respond to the 80s in original Warhammer. And Valkyrie is, like I said, we don't get a ton of info on Valkyrie in AOS. I think they're saving her for like another big story. Yeah, a big storyline in the future. We know she's around because she's a demon now. So she's going to be around.
She has to be around, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like how you got, OG Star Wars.
Yeah.
Princess Leia at the beginning of Return of the Jedi, her metal bikini and stuff, long time called Slave Leia. And more recently is canonically referred to as Hut Slayer Leia, that design. Because it actually is, like, one, less creepy.
Yes.
And two, actually underlines the most prominent action she took in that attire was to murder Jabba the Hutt on his own fucking floating barge. So yeah, Hut Slayer Leia. I once referred to her as Hut Slayer Leia and got accused, like, oh, if you want to be, like, PC about it. I'm like, that's her fucking title.
Yeah, that's correct
in
now.
Canon. Fuck off.
The important word in politically correct is correct.
Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
Thank you for noticing that I am right in this situation. Hut Slayer is a cooler name.
It's a good name.
All other things are right. It's a much cooler name for anything.
I wanted to mention the Dread Consort thing, especially when her story is about like her rage at
one dude was like, you're gonna be my wife, and she's like, I'm gonna murder you and give your skull to the skull throne.
Right. Like I said, it was the 80s.
Yeah, it was very much not thinking of actual, like, just viewing these things as not being connected, when in fact they are.
Yes, 100%.
Things do not exist in a vacuum,
correct.
Especially in a story.
Yeah, and like I said, we're getting better at that.
Yes, this is why we are a Warhammer AOS podcast.
Yes, yep. I'm gonna reference God Eater's Son again. God Eater's Son carries no water for like the things that the protagonist like rallies against. Like God Eater's Son is an anti-colonialist story, just to throw that cover off. And the protagonist ends up falling to Khorne, but it never takes the stance that the colonial powers he's fighting against are like the good guys.
Yeah, they're not right.
No, yeah.
I'm a villain, but that doesn't mean they're right.
Correct. Yeah, it is a story. It is. I mean, it's a tragedy because our protagonist ends up falling into that spiral of violence. But again, the book is very explicit about like, hey, just because the protagonist ends up as a bad guy doesn't mean the thing they were fighting against is the good guys.
That's
nuance.
Such an interesting thread to weave.
Right. Like... And you would never in the old world. Anyways. You would never in the story about the Dread Consort of Khorne.
But I also do like on that note, like nothing about her design screams consort.
Right.
Like it screams, and you can like clock it as like the body shape and her like features do carry like traditional feminine like markers, but not like I said, not in a way that's like ugh. Yeah. Like not in a bad way. Like in a especially if her name is like Remnant of Valkyrie, who are specifically like the female warriors of Odin. Like that inherent like femininity is a marker that is valuable to be communicated.
Even back in the old world, I'm going to put a huge like token of credit on Warhammer in general. I think Warhammer doesn't overly sexualize its female characters.
It's so hard to do, especially in the 80s.
Right, especially in the 80s, especially in fantasy as a genre. Like, Jesus. But I don't think old world Warhammer was bad about it, and I think AOS does an excellent job. We have so many extremely cool female characters that just like aren't in the story yet that I'm so excited to talk about. If you've already parsed out when this episode is being recorded because you heard my comment about the Elden Ring DLC earlier, then you've probably seen my painting of Yndrasta on Instagram that I'm so excited to talk about Yndrasta.
So I was trying to get to Instagram because I'm sure I've already seen it. I follow you on Instagram. But
she's the lady with the bird wings.
I want to see her again. I do remember bird wings.
Yeah. She's so cool. I love Yndrasta.
Oh, she's so cool.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Valkia in the old world, she did perform the service of like if there was a Khornate warrior who died that Khorne particularly liked, she would like bodyguard their soul as it reached Khorne.
Valkyrie.
So she did perform kind of like a Valkyrial duty. She was seen as kind of a guardian angel for some of the Norskin like tribes that worshipped Khorne, right? The Empire's pushing north to try and reclaim like territorial lands, and the battle is lost, but who's that on the skyline? Oh, it's Valkyria the Bloody.
Yeah, here we go.
And I'm excited to see what they do with her in AOS.
Nice.
But that's what we've got for Khorne. Kind of
Khorne formally got back into the game.
Yes. Athos, now Korgos Kull, leading the Gortide across the plains of Akshi.
Gortide is a good name. It also sounds a lot like Rolltide.
Similar vibe.
Yeah.
And as that is happening, there are deeper manipulations happening elsewhere in the realm. He got a little bit of a preview in this episode when we were talking about Scarbrand, but our next episode is going to be about the Grand Manipulator, the Changer of Ways, Tzeentch.
My favorite
He's so
messy
good.
bitch. Let's run it.
He's the blueberries and the oatmeal.
That's right. I did say that. Wild thing I said.
I love it. We're going to do merch on that. I'm sure.
Fantastic.
But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Bad Moon's Orbit. I am Dalton Montgomery, your Warhammer aficionado.
I'm Darian Smart, and I think I'm just hungry.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.